Let's talk a little bit about naming the poem. Now, I've given you four of my poems, and a lot of the time, the name I like to just sort of look through the poem and sort of pull the name of the poem from the words in the poem. Trippin', right? I be trippin', etc. With the I am constant change, it's in there, right? But the one pandemic, that's one word that it describes the whole thing, and the title serves as a purpose to explain what I'm doing in the whole poem. This whole poem is about pandemic, even though in that poem I didn't use that word. All right. So there's a couple of approaches here. If you're struggling, like you don't have to name it for a start. I like the idea of naming it because like the act of naming it is like a mini poem itself. What is the smallest amount of words I can use to express this thought? Trippin', pandemic, right? I am constant change. Yeah, I'm trying to get as small as words possible to express the thought that the whole poem accepts. You don't have to name it, but if you do, play around with it. Oftentimes I name it after I've written it. Yeah, so you'll write the poem and then you look over. But other times the name comes to me and I'll be like, huh, okay, that's a cool name. And then I want to do a poem down that path. So it doesn't really matter either way. But naming it can serve a couple of purposes to give the reader a context of what you're going to talk about, in the sense of pandemic. Okay, I get it. I know what this poem's about. Or it can be the summary, or it doesn't need to be there. Don't stress too much about it, okay? You don't have to worry about the names. Other times I'll have the poem and then I'll leave it and then I'll come back to it the next day with the fresh eyes. I'll review it and go, okay, cool, this is the name. And then it just comes. Yeah, don't stress about the name.